Hello, my name is John, and today we'll be reading A Needed Reset for Liberal Culture by Gordon Anderson, Unification Theological Seminary blog posted March 20th, 2017. Dr. Gordon Anderson is a graduate of the Unification Theological Seminary class of 1978. He's the president of Paragon House, editor-in-chief of the International Journal on World Peace, and adjunct professor at the California Institute of Integral Studies. This talk is excerpted from a longer article posted by Dr. Anderson. The rise of Donald Trump, Brexit, Geert Wilders, and Marine Le Pen can be seen as a reaction to the failure of Western liberal establishment culture to successfully lead the transition to global society. These popular figures do not represent a higher stage of development, but a return to the last successful level of social development, nationalism. We could say it is a reset. A head-wing or integral worldview should supply the necessary elements that liberalism has so far ignored in its zeal to create a more just and inclusive world. It represents a fall at the top of the growth stage. Unificationists can view this nationalist retrenchment as a fall at the top of the growth stage in Christian culture. Reverend Moon observed in 1960 that Christianity in the West had reached a peak and needed guidance to move the world to the next level. The Cultural Revolution of the 1960s sought equal rights, freedom from oppression, environmental sustainability, global harmony, and true love. There were reactions against limitations in traditional societies that needed to be transcended. However, those who led the social revolution did not have solutions, but reacted like children who had matured enough to sense injustice, but not enough to develop a parental heart or a responsible approach. With a few extraordinary figures like Martin Luther King Jr. and Mohandas Gandhi sought to move to the next stage of development on spiritual foundations, the masses engaged in social movements that sought political solutions based on the force of law. The result was, in unification terms, a reversal of dominion. The force of law can be used to punish those who do harm, but does not create a higher spiritual perspective. In fact, in the absence of changes in heart, government programs created to serve the needy inevitably become sources of theft and corruption. Today, our political parties fight like children over the resources of society without showing concern for society as a whole. Political behavior at the national level in America is fallen behavior. When people use words like fight for peace, you can recognize an opposition mentality, not a mentality of inclusiveness. People using such language may be at the top of the growth stage in awareness, realizing that there is oppression that needs to be eliminated, but they are still children in their behavior, wanting to solve the problem by fighting rather than with love. The way forward. We have heard an increasing number of liberals realizing that the hatred, name-calling, and ridicule of mainstream Americans put Trump in office. The leading edge cannot lead if it despises those whom it is supposed to lead. After liberalism gets over its initial reaction and abandons the idea that it has the complete truth, it will be able to begin healing many of the values espoused by Republican Party ideals as opposed to Republican Party behavior, like responsibility, self-control, balanced budgets, and spiritual values need to be transcended and included rather than despised, ridiculed, and excluded. We need to adopt a parental heart, one that recognizes everyone as a child of God at some stage of development on their path to attaining a divine consciousness. The job of the true parent is to raise people to adulthood. Those people recognize others as God's children who also need the tools to overcome evil and work productively and responsibly to care for others. The divine principle recognizes 3 stages of growth as a core principle of the universe. A person at a lower stage of growth is not to be hated, mocked, or despised, but loved and raised up by true parents. A person who hates, mocks, and ridicules is, by definition, not a true parent, but a person on the path to growth, who has deviated or fallen off the path to perfection. Ecumenical dialogues and genuine unification need to transcend and include past teachings that served a necessary purpose of human growth, economic development, and social stability. This includes a re-evaluation of the 10 Commandments, the parables of Jesus, and the sacred teachings of all religions in light of how they enable societies to move through formation and growth stages to the perfection stage. This video is a production of the School of the White Crane. You can reach me, my name is John Brooker, by commentary on this video or through my Gmail listed here. Please share this video with friends and family and on social media. May God richly bless you.